Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you the basics of setting up your double exposure image. I'm also going to show you a few of the things that are going to enhance it, basically doing like color overlays, layer properties, playing with brushes in Photoshop. As you can see, this one right here is a combination of a color overlay, which was actually different in the blending mode. I used the brush to create the clouds right here. I have an image of Philadelphia, which I actually used to enhance the image of the profile pic right here, and then I added a basic background. So let's start off. We're going to start off by opening up this image right here. And then I'm going to go up to the top where it says Select Subject. Of course, you guys know how to refine the edges or even clean up some of this, but for this video, I'm just going to show you the very basics. So again, Select Subject. I'm going to click right here on the quick selection tool. I'm going to brush at the bottom. There you go. And then I'm going to hit the Japan flag right here at the bottom. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the half and half cookie again at the bottom of the layers palette. I'm going to go to a solid color. And I'm going to bring that all the way down to the bottom. Actually, I'm going to select this white color right here. Maybe a little bit off, just so I could change it later on. I'm going to drag it down to the bottom. And then I need to open up this image. Now the image of Philadelphia, all I'm going to do is go to the layers palette. I'm going to click on that layer itself and drag it over to the layer of my profile picture. And just drag it and drop it right in the middle. I need this to be right on top of my profile pic, and Command T to make it bigger. That should be big enough for right now. Once you hit return, it's going to solidify that transfer. Now there's two things you need to do to this layer. On the layer property where it says normal, go to screen. And then the next thing is, with anything in the layers palette, if you hold option, it allows you to connect that one layer to the layer below. So that means that the mask is going to be applied to it, and it's only going to interact with that as opposed to all the images below it. So holding option, I'm going to click in between my layer 1 and my layer 0. And you can see that just created that mask on top of that. So whatever I do to this mask is going to be applied to that one. The last thing I want to do to this layer before playing around with it, I'm going to click on the Japan flag to add a layer mask to that as well. Now I'm going to start naming these. This one I'm going to name Philly. This one, profile pic. This one's going to be my background, so BG. Now I could click on the layer of Philadelphia and I can move it around. You can see it's still interacting with that mask that's below. So I'm going to do Command T, and I'm going to scale this a little bit because I want some of the edges of the city to be in there on the right and some of the layer of the city on the left. Let me see. Yeah, maybe somewhere around there. Hit return. Now I could come in here into the mask of Philly, and I could brush it in. I double clicked by mistake. I could brush it in with the brush tool, which is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th tool on the left. Now with black as my foreground color, I can select a regular brush. Let's see. General brushes. Oops. This might be a good time to go into just brushes themselves. I'm going to click on Window Brushes just to see the actual brush library. Now, I'm using just a round brush, and I'm going to basically fade out some of the stuff at the bottom. The soft round brush right here is going to allow me to do this. It's fading it right into there. And in fact, right here, I can see it already gets cut off a little bit. So I'm going to blend that part in there as well. I'm trying to make it look seamless, kind of like how it is right now. One of the other things I need to do, I could close this right now, like double clicking on it. I'm going to change the color of my background. You see how it's red? I'm going to double click on it, and I could eyedrop into a color that's already here, like this white of the clouds, or the gray of the sky. But I'm going to do the white of the clouds right here. Then I'm going to hit OK. Bring this over. There you go. Now, the last thing that I would want to do is try to connect a little bit of the foreground, which is the person right here with the city, to the background, which is like just this grayish white looking background. Now, for that, I would want to use a brush that looks like clouds. But for that, I'm going to go all the way up to the top where it says Philly. I'm going to create a new layer. All right. And I'm going to add white. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to go to the half and half cookie. This is a much better way of doing it. Go to solid color. And I'm going to make a white color with a white mask. This is going to be the basis of my clouds. Now, I want to actually hide all of this white. So I'm going to click on the mask, do Command A, which is going to give me the marching ants around everything. And I'm going to fill it in with black. Edit fill or color. Instead of any of these other ones, just scroll down, go to black, 100%, hit OK. And there it is. You see no difference now. Now, I did give you guys a brush library in there. I did not create this brush library, but this is a brush library that allows you to brush in things that look like clouds. So I'm going to click on my brush again. I could get rid of these marching ants by doing Command D. And I'm going to go to Window, Brush. There you go, Brushes. I'm going to close, not really close, but like hide the part that says General Brushes. And I'm going to go down to this one. If you haven't double clicked on that brush library, it's the second, well, it's actually the third file that I gave you guys. It is Clouds by Mila. Now, I'm going to select one of these clouds. Each one of these has a very different look. Let me see. I'll click on this one, 1,593. So I'm clicking on that. Now my brush looks like that cloud. If you see, I could click on 16, 14, it has those clouds, but I think this one's pretty good, 1593. Next to the letter P on my keyboard, I could click to make that bigger or smaller. Now what I'm going to do, having the mask selected for my cloud layer that has that white color right there, I'm going to just click, right? I'm going to click right here. Oops, sorry. I need to make this white. So white as my foreground color, the brush, and I have 159.3 selected. When I click here, you can see it just created a cloud or something that looks like a cloud. Now, if you go in here, you could go in there and do that, Command Z. You actually don't want to do that, right? You want these to look somewhat random because clouds are not specifically like in just that kind of a pattern, right? So I did the bottom one right here. I could go in and switch my clouds. 1081, create another one here, and maybe a really big one right here. And there you go. The last thing I'm going to do for this, I'm going to show you how to do an overlay of a color. So I'm going to create another fill color. So half and half cookie at the bottom left. You could actually close your brushes. Click on that. Half and half cookie, solid color again. This time I'm going to pick a different color. Let me see. Yeah, I'll pick this red. Why not? And that layer is all the way at the top. You can see, I'll call it overlay. And this one I'm going to call clouds. Now my overlay layer, I have it selected. It is normal right now. It covers over everything. I could do all these different kinds of interactions right here. Now, the one that I did for the other one, it was difference. And there you go. You could play around with this because for yours, you're going to customize it. I hope that this helps. I hope this is something that helps you to be a little bit more creative when it comes to your double exposure. Take care.